Okay, you guys, this is our Earn As You Learn call. Today is Wednesday, November 1st. So it's the first day of November and super excited to be here with you tonight. And if you aren't here live, catching the rebroadcast, and make sure to follow up. I want to hear from you on this one question. So I want to give it to you now as you're watching this so that you can respond or respond at the end. Or if you're watching the rebroadcast of this, send me a message with this. But I want to know what was good about October. How did you move your business forward in October? What did you accomplish personally? What's something you're proud of that you accomplished in your personal goals? And what is your big, scary goal for November, right? We've always got to be putting a scary goal in front of ourselves to help us to move forward, right? Because even if we fall a little bit short of big, hairy, scary goals, we make more progress than we think that we can, right? So I want you to have one for November. So send me those three things, right? How did you move your business forward in October? What are you proud of accomplishing personally? And what is one big scary goal for month of November that you're going to move forward with? Before I start on the topic of talking to you about free groups and how to maximize your time in using free groups, I just wanted to issue a couple of announcements for you too, so that you have this information. Number one is November to Remember. So this is an opportunity to partner up and utilize each other as coaches to help progress our business forward. So if you want to be involved with the partnership, make sure to reach out to me. We have until November 6th to sign up, and let's get going with that on the details. Second, today was the release of Double Time. So you guys take advantage of Double Time. You guys have some fun with this. This is the first opportunity Beachbody's had to have a partner workout, to have a workout that you can do with within a family setting. Have fun with that. Get your family to try this out. Do it together. Shoot some videos, shoot some shots. Talk about how Beachbody is helping you, not just individually, but as a family, right? One thing I really loved and remembered from Carl Deichler at Summit this past year was him talking about their goal to bring fitness into the home, right? A lot of times we hear people say, I'm struggling because, I have to step over my kids, or I have to leave the house to work out, and they're always externalizing what they're doing, or I have to cook different for myself versus my family, right? Making it very individualistic. What we need to do to help people create a sustainable lifestyle is for their families to get involved, right? It has to work for everyone to be something that you can do consistently. You can't cook 2 meals your whole life for everybody. You can't rely on having to go to the gym, pay the money, spend the time, do all that when you can do it right there at home and have better trainers, better tools, everything they need to be successful. So take advantage of this program because it is an opportunity to really change a lot of people's lives, not just in the stance of them getting physical results, but in what they can leave as a legacy and bring into their family to help them to live healthier and more fulfilling lives, right? To be happier together. So it's exciting. And to incentivize you further to any of the Double Time programs, so the Beachbody On Demand All Access Pass, or they actually have a one where you can get the Beachbody On Demand plus the DVDs. That's $180 instead of the $160. But for any package that you sell that involves Double Time, you actually get 3 Success Club points in the month of November. So it's huge, you guys, right? It's huge. A great opportunity for you to take advantage of helping to get Success Club quicker, to earn some recognition, and to help more people with this amazing opportunity to help them with them and their family. All right, and then the last thing I wanted to talk about is a little obsessed. So I'm going to run a team-wide, Little Obsessed group, and when we do that, we're going to just post in our Team I Choose Fit page, but I would really love for everyone to jump on board and try this program. It's an excellent opportunity for us to gain some experience with 80-Day Obsession, a chance to show people what it's all about, because I think a lot of people are going to be super excited to do this, but right now is a really good time for them to be able to experience this. So in the I Choose Fit Bootcamp page, I did a video today on a little obsessed, and there's a blog article there. I also posted the blog article in the Team I Choose Fit page. So make sure that you guys check that out. I highly would love for you guys to participate. I encourage you to do that. This is the first time Beachbody's ever launched a live workout program on Beachbody On Demand, so it's brand new, a new opportunity for us to really maximize something that's going to be a great tool for people to start the beginning of the year, right? When everyone wants to get healthy, when everyone's looking for a solution, when everyone wants to get that rock star body after the holidays and they don't feel good because they have taken a few months off of their fitness and nutrition and really want to feel good. So take advantage of that as well. Okay, so let's move on and let's talk a little bit about maximizing what we can get out of free groups. So you guys, I am super excited. I love how quickly this Crock-Pot group has grown. I think there was like over 150 people added into this group this week. So that's huge, plus there was already, so the group itself is over 500 people. So I don't know if all those will actively participate, but the people that are excited about this right now is going to be a huge opportunity for us to really help them to master the holidays, to help them to save time, to really get them excited about adding a little bit of cleaner eating into their diets and for their family. So I'm excited to talk about this topic because I can tell you as a new coach, I was really intimidated to start running a challenge group. I just felt very inadequate that I didn't have the know-how or the tools or the experience or on my own results or transformation to really consider myself qualified, so to speak, to run a challenge group. So I decided to do just a free clean eating group. It was a 5-day group. I just shared a couple of tips of what I was doing in my shopping and some things that I learned. I, Googled a couple articles and just shared a few things from that. And what I loved about doing that is, for me, it gave me confidence. But it was not, it was less pressure, right? I wasn't asking people to commit to buying something. I was just asking them to show up and have fun with me and participate. So it took a lot of that pressure away, which allowed me to just be myself a little bit more. And then what was really fun to see, though, was people did get results. In a short period of time, they felt change, right? They saw change in themselves, and that clicked the light bulb on. And it helps give people that motivation, right? Because we need to take action before we can have the motivation. So they took an action enough, small or big, but they took enough action to see something happen in themselves, and it raised their confidence, right? It raised their confidence, gave them a reason to be able to say yes to something more. So that's what a free group can do. It just is that spark, right? It's not built to help them lose 30 pounds. It's built to give them that spark and that belief that you already have in them, for them to say, you know what, maybe I could lose that 30 pounds. And okay, Karen, help me. What's next with that? Rachel, where do I go from here, right? Like, that is what we want people to walk away from a free group, is feeling better about themselves, having a little bit more confidence, and knowing what that next step is that where you can offer them support, right? So that's what I want to talk about tonight, is how you can now take that invitation into moving that forward to really make this a great week for you and for these people, to be able to help them where they are, right? To give them some options and to help them to move forward. Okay, so here's a couple of tips that I wanted to just talk in general about free groups first. So number one, you have to be consistent, right? The more consistent that you are in running a free group each month, the more consistent your pipeline will be as well, right? These free groups draw in people who want a solution. They might not know that they want your challenge group yet, or that they want Beachbody to be their solution, but they definitely have a need, and that's why they're coming to join your group. So whether that is Crock-Pot because they need something that saves them time, or it's an organization group where you're maybe teaching them about using a daily schedule or mastering a morning routine, or a free squat group where they just get some type of movement every day, right? There's a need there. They're coming into this group because they want a solution. So remember that. They already are looking for something. Our job is to help find out what that is that they want, and help them identify why it is that they want to make change. Okay. So that's what it is. So being consistent will help you to fill your pipeline, will help you to help more people. All right. Number 2, a tip to use when you're running free groups is to write out your scripts of how you're going to invite people, right? So Karen, you did an awesome job at this, and I love that you shared it with the group too, in that you had that 2-step message, right? So instead of having to spend time anytime somebody responds to her post or she invites, and asks, are you interested in this? Instead of having to rewrite all of that out, because typically we're giving people that exact same information over and over again, it saves us so much time, right, to already have that written out. So now it's just copying, pasting, changing that personal message or whatever, tweaking that just a tiny bit, but it's off, right? So I've sent over 70 messages the last 2 days, and I've only had about 45 minutes to spend on that part of my business and what I'm doing. The only way I could do that is to have that script ready, right? So that I can just tweak and make that really easy. So have that ready. So here's what I would suggest doing. So having a script for anyone who interacts with your post, right? So if they like or comment on your post, how are you going to respond to say, hey, thank you for that, and would you like to be involved? Somebody who said no in the past, but maybe wants more information on your free group, and a script for people who you're connecting with just in general, right? So just have those ready, right? So that initial, what are you going to say to them to initially invite them? And if they say yes, what will your next message look like, right? And keep going until you get to the very end of that process. That's a really great tool to have really for every group that you have, right? Like, so for our challenge groups, we have that inviting to a challenge group script. This is the same thing. We're just doing this for your free group. So write out a script or a message so that you can reuse that, and it'll help to save you time when you're doing that. Okay. So now we've got people involved in our groups. We're getting ready. Here is some tools to help you as you're helping them. So Karen was right on with asking them some questions, right? Like, so she asked them even before the group started, what interests you most in this group, or where do you feel like you struggle? Where do you need more support? What things are going well? What things are not going well? What are the challenges that you face? Right there, knowing those things up front will help us to better private message people, to direct them in our groups to the things that they need, maybe to speak to those things in our videos and in the things that we're doing with those groups by knowing what those are. So you want to start engaging and asking good questions. And then after the group starts, make sure that you continue to send them private messages. And this doesn't have to be something long. Maybe you take 10 people a day that you've added to that group and just say, hey, just thinking about you. Have a really great day. What's going well so far this week with your nutrition, right? Always end with a question so that they can respond back to you. But again, you're just engaging. You're getting to know them. They're having the chance to get to know you. So continue to private message people behind the scenes, as well as interact with them in your post while the group is going on. I would also suggest it's very good to go live in your free groups. So the free groups that I typically do are 5 to 7 days, and my goal is to probably go live twice in that group. And the reason so, they can get to know you a little bit through a post, but you guys got to push yourself to do live videos, because that's where people can really start to get to know your personality. I know you're cringing, but you keep hearing this, and it's true, right? Like, we can't, the more that we allow people to interact with us in a face-to-face type manner, whether that's video or on the phone or in person, like they can build trust in us so much more quickly because they get to know who we are, right? So, I know a lot of coaches that they say, oh, I'll never call people, or, I just do better when I message people. I think they're just scared, right? And that's okay. You can be scared, but you got to have some courage to work through that, because when you personally contact somebody, that means a lot more to them, and you can get a lot more accomplished with that person. So going live is just another great way to interact with those people, and start small, you guys. Again, you know, starting in these groups is a lot less intimidating than starting on your Facebook page, right? It's a closed group. They all want to be there for a certain reason. You know, if it doesn't go well, you know, it doesn't go well. You can always delete it or do whatever you need to, you know, but you've got to practice. You've got to step out to practice some of those things so that you can grow and that you have the opportunity to help more people, right? And then, so here's some things. Here's kind of a process that I would say, kind of a marketing process of how you can utilize free groups to help your business grow, right? So we've talked about asking good questions so you find out what their needs are. We've talked about getting to know them and building, you know, so they build trust and get to know you and like you. So you're doing that in the group as well as behind the scenes, right? So now our next step, we want them to progress with us, right? We want them to move from this free group into the groups that we have to offer. So as you're private messaging them, you know, you've probably heard the acronym FORM, F-O-R-M. So FORM stands for family, occupation, recreation, and message. So, you know, sharing your message and what that is. So those are great types of questions to get to know someone, and help people to know that you believe in them, right? As they share their struggles and their challenges, let them know that you know, how your story is similar to theirs. You know, what have you been through similar and how did you overcome it, and helping them that way, right? So that's, you know, in doing that in the free group, it gives you permission, you guys, to invite them to the next step, right? To invite them to your challenge group, because it's not going to be awkward. You've given them something and they feel great after this week with you, but you also see where this can help them. And that's the key to the invitation, right? Is to see how what we offer, how it matches them. So you guys, I'm going to, you know, write this down. Meet people where they are, right? Meet people where they are. And what I mean by that is if you see that the solution for someone isn't necessarily a challenge pack, don't be afraid to help them with what they're ready for, right? And what they really need. You know, I think a lot of times we get so caught up in thinking about points and Success Club, and it's easy to kind of get sidetracked with the recognition piece and the number side of what we're looking for, that we sometimes don't kind of put the blinders on to actually see what people actually need. So the challenge pack, I think, will always be the best solution for people. So, you know, I don't think there's many instances where we wouldn't be offering that. But I'm going to tell you a couple of things to do if they decide they're not quite ready for that, or, you know, and I just want you to think about if that's not the right solution for them, don't ever be afraid to present the right solution, because even if they need to take smaller steps, if they do that and get good results, they're much more likely to progress with you, right? To get to that point where they're ready for the challenge pack. Okay. So we're going to use our free group, and we're going to invite them to, the next step is invite them to our challenge groups, right? So in our challenge group, if they say no, or they're not ready for that, then Mom, what I want you to Mom, think about inviting them to, that they come. Yeah, is Clean Week. Okay. Okay, a little sidetrack there. So if they say no to your challenge group, the next step that I'm always going to offer now that we have something like Clean Week is Clean Week to them, right? So what is Clean Week? It's offering them the opportunity to take a smaller step at what we do with our challenge group, with our challengers, right? So they'll get a sample pack of Shakeology. They will get all the 7 days of workouts, and they'll get a meal plan. So offer them that as the next step. Now, this isn't like running another free group. what I'm going to offer is when people do that, they stay in the free group that we have, right? Like, so keep your free group open for the month. It doesn't mean you have to post all of the time in there, but allow them that month to have the content and have a space where they can be accountable and have some community and work with them one-on-one. So as people sign up for Clean Week, I'm just behind the scenes. I'm private messaging them at least every other day. How is it going? I'm helping them to get set up and how to use the program, right? So I did a video recording of Clean Week, how to use the program. Do that, you guys. Put it on YouTube so that you have the link. Then you can just send people that information, right? Instead of going over it over and over again, you say, hey, I've got a video that's going to teach you how to use this program, right? And just take them through the quick start guide. Show them the meal plan and how they would build that out. And you can do that in a 15-minute video for them. And then instead of taking all of that time with people, you can send them a recording and say, hey, let's follow up and go through any questions that you have after that. And, you've, again, allowed yourself more time to continue inviting more people, yet been a very good service to them and given them the tools that they need to listen to that on their time when it works for them too. Okay, so Clean Week. So you give them support behind the scenes, you give them a meal plan, you give them the opportunity to try Shakeology for a week and see what results that they get, right? If they get great results, they're likely, and they love Beachbody On Demand and they really love that they can digitally access their workouts, they're very likely then now to move to that step of buying a challenge pack, right? And joining your group. So from a free group, we're going to invite them to our challenge group, right? If they say no to that, invite them to Clean Week, right? Give them that 1 week sneak peek of your challenge group and how that works. And then invite them again into your challenge group, right? Now, if they say yes, then invite, to your challenge group. You're going to move on to help them to decide what program they're going to do and get them involved with the right challenge pack for them and help them to get set up with the details of that, moving on from there. Okay. Questions? Any questions about free groups? So that's kind of what I wanted to make sure that you had some kind of prequels to that, what to do in the group, and then what to do afterwards and follow up with that. Karen, anything from you? Any questions?
Well, I was just looking through this, and I mean, it sounds good. Is there going to be like some people take one day, another take another, or is everybody just going to post things? And where do you find what you need to post? How do you know what to, what content you need to put in there?
Right. Did you want to help post? I posted a couple of days ago in our message chat to see who wanted to help post. So because I'm creating a master schedule so that we'll have the specific posts and what needs to be.
Yeah, I would like to. I've got about 20 people in there.
Awesome.
So
good. And I think that that's good. So, and again, I think, we'll share the daily post of, applying to clean eating, but also, sharing some of our story or, sharing, again, just kind of incorporating into that some of what challenge groups are and, our personal stories is going to be a really good thing to do as well. So we'll kind of have a mixture of that. So I'll have that schedule all put together tomorrow to send out.
That'll have the topic?
What? It'll have the topics.
Will that have the topic?
Will it have the topics?
Of what we need to talk about?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of them already have the post written out, so you just copy and paste it, put it with the graphic. And now with Facebook groups, you can actually pre-post that. So if you want to just put your stuff in, you can choose what day you want it to post and what time, and it'll automatically go into there. So they've added that option for groups now in Facebook groups. So that's really nice too. So you don't have to worry about trying to be on social media as much. You can just post it and it'd be done. So. Okay, cool, good. All right, so I only got one scenario back as far as role playing, and it was from Rachel, and I'm not sure where she's at tonight. So we'll just talk a little bit about this because I think this is a good topic that always comes up. And then she can follow up with me if she has some other questions. But her role play question, and I'd love for you guys to have some of these, to talk about. some of these questions, I think this is a good thing for us to do, is to spend a couple minutes every time we meet to just kind of go through some of these scenarios. But she said, I have someone that I want to invite to be a coach. She's perfect. She would be perfect as a coach, but I've never reached out to her. So, how do you go about doing that? So we probably all can think about that in our life, right? People that were like, oh, this would be perfect for them. They would, they would be so good at this. But you're like, I don't know, I'm hesitant to invite them. So what do you think, Karen? How would we handle that situation? Like, what would be a good answer for that?
I think you got to bring the topic up a little bit in your conversation, and basically the commitment pattern. You say, "Will you?" No, but you've got to probably just tell how it makes you feel in your life, and say, "Well, would you like to be able to do that?"
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I haven't had that opportunity yet.
Yeah. So when she says, I have somebody and I think she would be perfect as a coach. So my first question is, why do you think she would be perfect as a coach? Right? So you have a reason why, or maybe you see a need in her life that coaching can fulfill X need, right? Whether that's financial or for community or for fitness, right? There's some need that they have that will be fulfilled in this way. Tell them about it. It's as easy as that, right? Hey, Susie, I just, I have no idea if you'd be interested in this. And I've actually just been really hesitant, or a little bit scared to talk to you about this because I just don't know if it'd be something you're interested in, but I just had to go for it and let you know, I think you would be perfect as a coach in doing what I do. And I think you'd really enjoy it because boom, why did you think of them? Would this be something that you'd be interested to learn a little bit more about? That's it, right? So it doesn't have to be complicated or a big answer. Like three sentences in an email or a quick phone call to them, and just say, hey, I just wanted to see if you'd be interested to check this out. Here's the thing, like we build this up in our head, what they're going to say. But number one, anyone that you ask will be flattered, right? They'll be flattered that you personally thought of them, and, some of the people that I just close my eyes and I push that send button, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't even believe I just asked that person. I don't know what they're going to say. And every time the first thing that they respond with is, thank you so much for thinking about me. Or I'm flattered that you think so highly of me for this or that. Right. And then the conversation goes from there. Some of them say, I have thought a little bit about it, but I don't know much of what it is. Some people have said, no, I'm not interested, but they've always been kind in their response. I've never had anyone that said, I can't believe that you would send that to me, or that you would ask me to be involved with this multi-level marketing company, or I've never had that type of response. And I think it's because they always know that I am genuinely interested in them, right? It was never about, hey, I need to grow my team, so would you be interested in this, right? It was never about me. It was always about, I thought of you because you are a rock star at your current job, because you're such a great mentor and a good leader, or, because I know how much you love and are passionate about health and fitness, right? Or, hey, I know that you talked about trying to get extra money to take your family on a vacation, right? So as long as you're always putting what's in it for them, right, and focusing on their needs, they will always be happy for you that they've heard from you. And it'll just always open up that door for other opportunities to ask more questions. It's getting pretty dark in here. So anyway, that's good. Did you have a scenario, Karen, that you wanted to talk about for just a minute?
I can't think of anything off the top.
I got little visitors here. Okay, good. Well, think about some of those things. And then I just wanted to kind of talk to all of you guys. So when you do turn in your business activity tracker and we schedule that time to connect, I just wanted to tell you guys what we were going to go. I'm going to have a set agenda, so it's pretty specific about what we're going to do and what you can expect. So, gosh, the batteries must be going out. That doesn't help very much. But we're going to talk about how many people you connected with that week, how many people you invited, and then we're going to talk about one thing that went well, one area where you're struggling, and one specific person that you want to talk about, right? So who's in queue for you that you need help getting through the process, right? So I'm going to send you an agenda, Karen, so that we can schedule our call, to go, but that's what we'll go through. So it'll be about a 15 to 20 minute call, but it'll be structured so that it's really gives you a lot of information, I think, in a short period of time to help you make progress. So tracking our business and our activities is the first step to making improvements, right? Because we see what we're doing well, and we see where we need to improve and what we want to do better with that. So getting in the habit of that ownership mentality and just tracking what we're doing is key to you moving forward. So that's why it's so important for you to fill out that business activity tracker. A lot of times, because we're busy, we feel like we've done a lot more than we have. So it really kind of shows us where our efforts are and where we can really help to be more efficient and, to make more progress too. So cool. Anything else? Okay. All right. Good. Okay, well, let's go forward. We're going to make this a really rockin' crockpot group, so I'm super excited about that. I wouldn't hesitate to put one more call to action out this week. Probably I would put it out, if not tonight, I would put it out tomorrow. Just talk this up like, I'm so excited that we have, over 100 people in our crockpot group right now. This is just such a great way to give busy moms and all of us the opportunity to have better meals. This is the last call. Who else wants to get involved, right? I would do just a quick call to action or share something and do that. I say Thursday because typically Friday posts don't do as well. We don't get as good a traction, just whatever. People don't look at social media as much on Fridays, I think. And same with Saturday, it's kind of hit and miss. Sunday's a good day for call to actions, Monday, and like Wednesday, Thursday. I think.
When does the post, or when does the group close?
You can add people really up until the very, whenever they want to. I mean, you could add people Sunday night, Monday, I wouldn't let them in too late because, the idea is that they get to try these meals, right? So, but it is good to set a deadline. So when I do another call to action tomorrow, I'll probably do one more, and I'll put a deadline of Saturday morning is probably what I'll put. So that way I can make sure everybody's followed up with. I don't have to take too much of my weekend to do that. And it gives them time to look through the menu or through the recipes and decide what they're gonna make for that next week. So
do we have to come up with more recipes too, or is it all in the group?
Yeah, I've just got a PDF and it's already ready, so I'll just add that into the group. So I'm leaving it open, the group as public until the end of tonight. I think I was going to close it. So then tomorrow morning, Thursday morning, I'll add in that recipe books so that they have that.
Okay.
So,
and are there vegan recipes in there as well? And
yeah, I believe that there are some for everybody. So it'll be good. Okay, awesome. So keep working, keep adding more people, and have that plan going into next week. So like I use a spreadsheet. I put everybody on a spreadsheet, and that way I have all of their names right there. I can tag them in posts really quick, and I can go through and connect with them. Perfect. That's great. Have your list. You got your list.
My list.
So awesome. All right. Okay, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for jumping on.
Thanks.
Bye.